Hi, this is Dr. Elena Estanol, and I wanted to record this short little video simply to remind you of something really important. I know that there's a lot that has happened in the last couple weeks and months leading up to the election, and there has been a lot of stuff that has been stirred up and risen up. I have not emailed or said much because I wanted to be thoughtful and reflective about my response rather than just have that knee-jerk reaction. And what I have felt and encountered during the last couple of days is that there is so much grief and so much fear. And understandably, there are a lot of us trying to encourage people to not give up and not feel hopeless. Now, this is really not about politics. I'm recording this video because I really feel like one of the biggest problems really that I see is that there has been a division between us, and we have now been easily been pitted against one another, and we've made all kinds of assumptions about each other as human beings. And so I want to remind you that you are here in this world at this time for a very, very particular reason. You have divine gifts, strengths, and abilities that you have been endowed with that are greatly, greatly needed in our world right now. And I want you to be able to honor you and honor whatever feels that is important that needs to happen for you. But I want you to please remember that you have a really important mission and that your gifts are sorely needed in our world. More than anything, we need each other. We need to be able to open our hearts and stand up for love, for kindness, for understanding, for compassion, to really truly be able to extend a hand to one another and to really be able to have dialogues of understanding, to recognize that we can stand for one another and really create the world that we want. Our world is not created by a single person. A world is created by entire communities that are mobilized around a single goal. So regardless of your political affiliation, I strongly believe that you want change, that you want to create a world that is better, kinder, and more just. And so I really want to encourage you and everybody around you to continue to share your gifts, to be loving, to be kind, to be understanding, to be compassionate, to be willing to stand up for those who are being bullied, for those who are being targeted, to be willing to have the courage to say, this is not right. When you see human rights or civil rights violations, because this is really about civil rights, is about human rights, and really being able to stand shoulder to shoulder for the best in each of us. So I want to extend my love, and I want to extend to you the encouragement to really be able to begin to start making connections with your friends, with your neighbors, to start bringing people together in search for peace, in search for unity. I truly, truly believe and that it is us that can make an incredible difference. And at the same time, I don't want to shame or ignore those of you that might be feeling a lot of fear and a lot of grief. I think that there's a lot of talk, and I may have even done that in terms of this is an important time for all of us to step up as our greatest selves. And it is also really, really important that we acknowledge and honor the pain, the grief, and the fear, especially if you are not normally a fearful person and all of a sudden you're noticing some of those things. It is really easy to want to be on the high vibration of love and joy. And I certainly am a huge advocate for it. But at the same time, I also believe that every single one of the emotions that we feel in our bodies are a barometer. They are telling us something. They are there for a reason, especially when this is not your normal state of being. And so honor that fear. Recognize it. Pay attention to it. If you need to be a little bit more alert, if you need to be able to start noticing and seeing where the tides are going so that you can protect yourself and be able to stand up to protect other people, then use that fear. I think that the anger is a feeling that a lot of us tend to push down. A lot of us tend to poo-poo, so to speak. And like every other feeling, anger has a facilitative purpose in our lives. Anger usually shows up when we feel disempowered, when we feel like somebody has taken advantage of us, or when we feel extreme fear and being completely overpowered and almost powerless. So anger rises up to actually give us the energy and the oomph to fight for what is important, to fight for what is true, to fight for what we believe, not just for ourselves, but for everybody else. And so if you're feeling anger, then honor that as well. My recommendation is that you don't do anything that hurts you or hurts anybody else. I always am a huge advocate of being able to express and allow those feelings to rise up, because that is the only way that we are going to be able to allow them to heal. It is when we stuff down and we try to ignore that things continue to fester in our bodies, and then they come out in all kinds of ways. So I want you to be able to honor all of those feelings that you might be experiencing, and to do that in a way that it's keeping you and those around you safe. So don't turn your anger against each other or against people that you love or care about. I know that you might be hurt, like me and a whole bunch of other people. And at the same time, I want you to take time to really honor that anger and to be able to be reflective as to like what's going to be the most appropriate action for you, so that you feel like you are acting in your highest self and in service of our collective highest self. So I encourage you to take time to really take care of you, to take time to be reflective and process in whatever way honors you and your body and your spirit. I took time to write, and that was the very first thing that I did. In addition to bawling my eyes out, I took time to write. I took time to dance, whether that's doodling, dancing, whatever creative way that is important for you to be able to express your feelings. Do so in a safe manner, again, without hurting you or hurting anybody else. And then become reflective about how you can channel all of those feelings and that energy into creating something positive, into actually creating the world that you would like to see in our world. Because it is when we actually take directed action towards the goals and the dreams that we have that we are able to experience success. I wish you all the love, all the peace, all the healing that you need to come to you. And just a really quick reminder that we will have a Ask Me Anything Q&A call on Monday. Where's my calendar? And Monday the 21st. Monday the 21st at 5 p.m. So look for an email with the instructions about how to access it. And until then, wishing you love, light, and brilliant success.